Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is a bad business commentary, and in it we are going to be discussing the necessary nerf to the Instaheal. So the Instaheal is a secondary, it's a tactical grenade, isn't it? It is a tactical that you can equip that enables you to heal on command, and then it has a cooldown and it can be repeated once it's respawned, and it is essentially a high-level tool for good players to stay alive a lot longer. I can't tell you how strong this is, because it's so strong words would not do it the right justice. However, I do think that such a tool should be strong, and I think that the nerfs here need to be a lot more elegant and careful than what you might see coming to the game. I think there is a temptation here to over-nerf this tool, react quite harshly, and just kind of crush it. And I think if they were to do that, that would be a mistake. Because I would rather have something that is strong, but limited, than something that is weak and completely neglected. And that's the reason why I don't think that they'll ever nerf the AK or the G36 into the ground, because what would be the point in these low-level weapons that all new players get access to being completely garbage and never utilised? There would be no reason for them to exist. And Instaheal is kind of the same way, only Instaheal is one of those things that if I were to give a new player a piece of advice, I would say save your credits and buy it, because it's that good. At first you'll miss your grenade, you'll miss your Molotov or whatever it is that you got used to using, and then you'll just realise the utility of this tool is too good to be passed up, because it enables you to survive gunfights you would have normally lost very quickly. The problem with this weapon is the application and the speed of it. So, Instaheal, if you use it on a quick slot, press your quick command button, your character will transition to the heal, he'll pull it out, he'll spray himself, he'll put it away, and then your gun will come back on. In that pantheon, Instaheal is fine, because it has a delay to it, it has a deliberate startup, and then it has a deliberate recovery afterwards. However, because Bad Business is a good game and a cleverly designed game, you can cancel this. And when you can cancel something, especially animation cancelling, you can completely get rid of its weakness. So as it stands, I think the quick use speed of the insta-kill is great. There's a little startup on it, which is frustrating. It activates, it heals you, there's a little bit of startup and a little bit of active frames on that heal, and then afterwards you put it away. Quick utilization of the insta-heal is the only way the insta-heal should work. They should make it so that you cannot equip this item. Equipping Instaheal manually by pressing 3 or whatever shortcut you've designated is where this weapon becomes even more broken than it already is. Because clever, skilled players have realised the quick use of Instaheal demands that the player has to eat the startup frames of the animation. However, if you click manually to the grenade, you can heal significantly faster without the need of the animation playing, and you can heal and get that healing device off of the screen far faster than you can if you do it with the quick shortcut. And I believe that the manual versus the quick shortcut is a design element that they wanted, so that if you want it quick and easy, there are side effects, but if you want it dedicated, you get some kind of benefit. And I don't like this design. I understand it, it makes a lot of sense, but I just don't agree with it personally. Whereas the Instaheal is concerned, it takes a tool that is already incredibly strong that has a few limitations, and it makes it instant. And here's where it gets even worse. So a skilled player that has realised that they can heal far quicker than the quick heal would do so on a quick use item slot, have now realised that they can swap to it, heal, swap off, immediately getting a full heal in the space of like 1 second. And it gets worse. So the even more savvy people will realise they can set up a macro on their mouse that enables them to press one button and their mouse will swap to Instaheal, use Instaheal, and then even maybe swap off Instaheal. They don't even change manually. So now you have a macro set up to heal incredibly quickly, with incredible cancelability, and there's nothing you can do to fight that. If you've watched my gameplay, guys, you will see me using Instaheal. I use it on almost every gameplay now. I do not swap manually to Instaheal and use the quicker heal. I always use the shortcut quick heal on the fast use key because it's limited, because I feel like it's the most balanced way to use an incredibly unbalanced item. I do not have a macro set up to do this. I do not have things done autonomously because I think macros are cheating. I don't agree with them. So when I use my insta-heal and you see me swap off it back to my gun just as it starts healing so I can skip the end of the animation, that is me pressing a button every single time. And it's not a difficult thing to do, it's not a Herculean task, but it's player agency, and it's the most fairest, it's the fairest way you can utilize a really strong item. So that is the first area where I think that this weapon, this tool, should be nerfed. You should not be able to equip it, because equipping it leads to an increase in its efficacy that it should never have, because then it becomes so quick, it's unbelievably fast. There's no downside to using it. So immediately you cut off the macro using, the instant using, and you have a delay on startup that gives you enough time to die. The amount of times I've died, guys, as I've pressed insta-heal, it hasn't healed me, and as I'm dying I hear the sound, because it has a startup. Giving it a startup is frustrating, but it makes it more balanced. I don't think the speed of the heal should be touched at all. It is... Think about what you're sacrificing here, guys. Think about how good grenades are in this game. Think about how powerful they are and how quickly they come back. Think about how useful Molotovs are for area of denial. Think about these resources. You are completely sacrificing any kind of ranged area damage or area of denial by choosing to take something that keeps you alive in a gunfight. That is a severe choice, and it's not a choice that you take lightly. You miss grenades when you don't have them. You miss Molotovs when you don't have them. So there's no reason for the heal to be made any worse in that area, in my opinion, because you're making a sacrifice to have something strong, and that should be reflected in what you're using. However, here's where it needs a big change. So as it stands, the insta-heal regenerates, and the regeneration speed is far too quick. I don't know the specific number, I could check the wiki and tell you it, but suffice to say, it's very fast. What I would do is I would increase the delay on it by several minutes. I would make it so that when you pop the heal, it's on a 6-minute cooldown, or something ludicrous like that, a long period of time to stay alive. Insta-heal's function should be to save your ass once. It should not be to save you multiple times. But here's where things get interesting, because this is how I would make it work, and this is how I would make it make sense. So you give it a ludicrous cooldown that a lot of the lesser skilled players look at as, why would I ever use this now, it's pointless. And then here's how you make it work. You make it so that every kill you get shortens the cooldown. And you make it something, perhaps, every kill takes 30 seconds off it. Or 20 seconds off, whatever the time is. You make it so that if you get 5 kills in rapid succession, your cooldown's almost done. Because you went out there and you risked your life to kill more people, and this is how the tool should reflect. If you're aggressive, and if you're effective, your tools should complement your playstyle. Insta-heal should not be something that rewards cowards, that rewards like timorous behaviour, the timid hiding behind the car or in the 7-story building with the Dragonov and the eternally glinting lens, you know? This should be something that if you're in the trenches and you really need a helping hand, if you grit your teeth and grind it, you get it back. And that's how I would make it work. Because I feel like the speed of the heal is just slow enough that you can kill somebody as they go into the heal, and just fast enough that you can survive a rather attentive player trying to shut you down. But then afterwards, that's all you've got. And it's the same as the guy rocking grenades. The guy rocking grenades casts those nades off, and then his pockets are empty until he dies or until they come back. There's an elegant balance here that needs to be trod that potentially might not be, because I feel like it's easy for them to go in here and make it so that it only heals half your HP, or make it so it has a really slow startup. This is not what you want to do. You want to make this exactly what it should be, a tool for a higher level of player to survive longer in an unsurvivable situation. That's what it's meant to be. If you hit that too hard on startup and on its efficacy, you lose the appeal of the tool. And then it will just be like the heartbeat sensor, something that why would you ever use it? It's pointless. And I don't want the Instaheal to do that. I agree it is too strong and it needs bringing down, but I think it needs to be done with finesse. And if they can do this, and I worry for them because it's not going to be an easy task, it could be a necessary and important change in the game's meta. And that brings us to the end of the discussion, guys. What would you do to nerf Instaheal without ruining it? Thank you for watching. You take care now.